I am James Lewis. I am the Executive Director of the Canadian Interactive Alliance. It's no secret that it's a pretty rocky period in terms of the overall economy right now, but we were delighted to see when we got the survey results back from our consulting and research partner Nordicity Group that the industry has grown quite healthily since 2006, the last time we looked at the industry on a national level. The growth in revenue from all companies, gross revenue of all sources in the interactive media industry, was up 17% from 2006 to 2008, and the revenue derived specifically from interactive media work was up a staggering 51%. So that's incredible. That's a good growth year over year. Game design and development is very strong in Canada. That's traditionally been the leader in the interactive media industry in terms of growth, job growth, revenue growth, profitability growth. There's also, of course, very strong convergent or online presence. There's a lot of online content being produced by companies in Quebec like Tribal Nova, having a large presence in the children and family market. So there's a little bit of overlap between website design and development in the entertainment sector and the game design and development, but by and large they're two distinct entities serving two markets, different distribution models, different platforms that the content is used on. So those continue to be the main drivers of interactive media and industry in Canada. One big surprise, I guess, was that training and educational, the serious games, e-learning, that sort of thing, had grown over time as well too. There's a lot of interest in it, but it's a little bit hard to qualify financially. A lot of the companies tend to be smaller companies, maybe still having a foot in the other forms of pedagogical media and corporate training, and a lot of people coming from other forms of interactive media and getting into training and development, corporate development. So there's a company in Alberta called Cool Immersive that does some fantastic oil service rig simulations using a reskinned gaming engine to have derrick hands and people working on oil rigs. So it's an exciting development. There are companies like that that are very much servicing the market niche, and they're thriving doing it.
Basically, in Canada, we're gamers.
Yeah, we've always enjoyed having fun in Canada. We got our national sport, and when we enjoy getting outdoors and having fun indoors too, obviously. So I think gaming will always be, and entertainment products will always be a major force in interactive media in Canada. But there are other markets growing up. It'll be interesting to see in 2010, the next year we do the survey, what the impact of this recession will be. I suspect we'll be looking at it in the rearview mirror and may have a clear sense of how it impacted the 24 months preceding in terms of business performance and the ability to continue bringing in capital, bootstrapping companies through existing revenue and existing sales. I think also we'll see a little bit more diversity in the gaming sector. Mobile is certainly catching on. Right now we've put that in with console gaming and PC gaming. It may make sense to have that as a separate entity. And I think also the web to deliver more complex and rich games, the whole massive multiplayer online gaming experiences can only grow, I think, between 2008 and 2010 as well. So I think we'll see more diversity in general, and we'll probably get an interesting take on the recession in 2010. Hopefully it'll be a distant memory by then. Canada has for over a decade now been a leader in terms of the adoption of interactive technologies. We had an early start with broadband penetration. We had the first commercial DSL rollout in Saskatchewan quite a while ago now, and we've had an early mover advantage in terms of a lot of the technologies that enable interactive media. We are perhaps not investing as much as we were per capita in these types of technologies, and maybe that's a reason that things might slow down. We, as a nation, we're not investing as much. I think also that it's always been hard for companies in Canada to attract capital from the private sector, from private equity, from investment banks, what have you. And we would like to see that change, definitely. We think that when you're talking about 50% growth in 2 years, there's a compelling story there that people should be getting in and putting some money into this sector and getting ROI. It's a good investment.
It's good.
This is a new industry. New things always take a little bit of time for people to understand, especially if they're not part of that industry and aren't intimately living the industry. Build on the results that were achieved in 2006 by addressing a couple of key areas of concern. One of them was the sample size. Nordicity and the CIAIC set out to get more involvement and more response. We also had, building on the results of 2006, we added a few additional questions around IP and where companies were finding financing. And then we went to field with email invite to fill out the survey, followed up by a couple of rounds of telephone calls for companies that were identified as high priority and who we really, really wanted to participate. So that is the process of the survey. There was a gross up applied in order to take the results we achieved in each region to the national level and try and broaden the picture a little bit to find a paradigm or a picture that met the needs of the national level. So it's a little bit of rejigging of the results in order to get what we wanted in terms of sample size, but it's a valid result nonetheless.